All right, you guys, welcome to Team Building, how to structure your team. We're going to be going over quite a few things today. We're going to be going over how to structure your team, just some common questions. We're also going to go over what it means to facilitate your team. We're also going to go over retention and how that affects the profit pool. I think they're all very important things for you guys to understand at any level that you guys are at in the team building process. I personally have been with the company about, I always say almost 2 years. I got started February of 2020, made my first gold in September of 2020, hit my double gold and my EVO 100, ironically, on the same night back in May. I am currently on my platinum run and was just announced today, EVO 200. So that's pretty awesome as well. I'm pretty excited about that. And you guys will see what all of that means and how I got there as we progress. Thank you so much, Samantha. You probably know hitting EVO 100, hitting EVO 200. You guys will see as we go along the process of how to get there, and then dive into the platinums and all the holds and all the ins and outs. I want you guys to leave here maybe with a little bit too much information, but thank you guys. You guys are so sweet. I want you guys to have all the information, maybe a little bit too much information, which is why this is being recorded. A little bit about me. I do live in Southern California. I am married. I have 3 kids. My oldest will be 18 in 9 days. And my youngest is 3. We also have an 8-year-old. So super busy. I was a paramedic. Well, technically I am still a paramedic. I'm still technically employed as a paramedic. Been a paramedic for 14 years now. And although that job was very rewarding and I absolutely loved it, I was looking for something a little bit more. I was hurt on the job. And so I have been off work since January of 2020. And so this has given me something to do while I'm at home. It's helped bring in some income and all of those things. So, and I also do the business with my husband. So it's kind of a cool thing for my husband and I to do, travel and whatnot. So you guys feel free. I want to make sure that you guys understand every part of this. This is one of those things where we stack things on top of it. So if you don't understand what I'm going through right now, it's important for you guys to understand that, because we're going to continue to build on that each step of the way. So let me go ahead and share my screen. And go ahead and go into presenter mode. Oops. Let me go to the beginning, not the end. All right, you guys. Awesome, you guys. So I ended up developing this class probably about a year ago, if I actually had to look at the date. I remember our late Miss Mickey Lee. She was at one point trying to, she was doing some training on something, and she was trying to explain the different levels in the structure, and she was like using her hands to do things, and I was so lost. And so I said, hey, do you mind if I put a class together for this? And it has been proven time and time again something that is absolutely needed. And so I put it together for all of you. Again, team building, how to structure your team, and more. Again, my name is Krista Wiley. Some objectives today: we're going to learn how to structure your team for optimal earning potential, common questions, how to facilitate your team, and retention. I did say that if you guys have any questions, please let me know. You guys are free to unmute yourselves, but if you're not asking a question, just keep your lines muted just so we don't have that background noise. So current evolution monthly residual payouts. This was, I didn't change it from June. It's actually, this was the August residual payout. Executive 44.96, bronze 103.96, silver 110.60, gold was 287.96 plus the 750 bonus. Platinum is platinum, 1-star and 2-star. We're all that 2,057.48, and then the increased bonus is 1,750, 2,500, 5,000, and then the 3-star was 7,000 plus that $10,000 bonus. And as you guys will see each month, this does fluctuate. And I'm going to go over as to why it fluctuates later on. So executive, you guys, that's going to be the very first. Obviously, we're all IBOs, right? We all started off as IBOs. And so the very next rank from that is going to be executive. Executive is when you refer three agents. You have three agents in your organization. Again, we showed that residual payout. That's 13% of the profit pool shared with all other executives. This is where we say your monthly is mitigated. And the reason it's mitigated is because, as you can see, it's 47 to 63. It doesn't quite cover that monthly. And so what I want to make sure that you guys understand is when you hit that executive and that payout happens, what's going to happen is the money is going to stay in your e-wallet. And then the next month, whatever rank you are the next month, that money will go into your e-wallet. And then what happens is that your monthly $69.95 is going to come out of your e-wallet. Now they do always hold that $69.95 in there. So when you go to start, taking money out of your e-wallet, you're always going to have that $69.95 in there to cover your next monthly. So at executive, it's mitigated. Meaning that if you stayed at executive, you would actually pay your monthly from your e-wallet every other month. You're making 10% of each of your direct agents bookings. Now, bronze is when you have referred 6 people into the business. So you have 6 direct agents. Your residual payout is roughly 88 to 120 per month. It's 14% of the profit pool shared with all other bronzes. Your monthly fee is now eliminated. Again, I touched on that and how that process works. You are making 10% of each of your direct agents bookings. Now, silver is when you have 9 agents direct to you. Your residual payout is somewhere between 124, 163 per month. It's 20% of the profit pool shared with all other silvers. Your monthly fee is still eliminated, and you are still making that 10% of each of your direct agents. Any questions up to the point of silver? No? All right, cool. Yeah, executive, bronze, and silver are pretty easy to understand. The next thing we're going to get into is gold qualified. Now, gold qualified is when you have 15 active agents underneath you, or 15 active agents direct to you that you have referred into the business. Your residual payout, you guys, because you were what we call gold qualified, you're still getting paid out the silver pay. So nothing pay wise is going to change there. What this gold qualified is we have different markers throughout the company. So gold qualified, EVO 100, EVO 200, things like that. They're markers in order for you to structure correctly. So at gold qualified, you are still making the pay of silver. But at 15 direct agents to you is when you're going to start really building that gold. So gold is when you have at least 15 agents direct to you, and somewhere within those 15 or more direct agents, you have 3 silvers. Now, in this diagram, I did put the silvers as 13, 14, and 15. It doesn't have to be there, just it was where it fit on this diagram. So you could have, agent number 2 is a silver, agent 10 is a silver, agent 12 is a silver. So it has to be just 3 direct agents to you are silver. Now, gold is when you have 15 agents direct to you and 3 of your directs are silver. Residual payout is, it was a little bit lower this last month. And again, we're going to go into that a little bit later. It does show that 378 to 778 per month plus a 750 bonus. It is 12% of the profit pool shared with all other golds. Your monthly fee is still eliminated. But the important thing to remember here, you guys, is that you are only making 10% of your direct agents. Now, this is what separates us from a traditional MLM. I know that as you guys are team building, you probably get or have gotten a lot of questions about, is this a pyramid scheme? Is this an MLM? Is this a scam? Right? How many of you put in the chat? How many of you guys have come across that question to this point? Have you guys gotten a lot of those? Yep, absolutely. you guys. And one of the things, especially when I do the presentations, you guys probably see that I do the presentations twice a week, but I actually address a little bit on that about what separates us from that. And I think it's important for you guys to understand yourselves when you guys are having these closing conversations with your prospects, that you guys understand what pyramid schemes and what MLMs are. Samantha, thank you. Yes, it's very important to me, you guys. You guys will find that I'm one of those people that if somebody's going to ask me a question, I want to know the legal answer. I do have a little bit of a legal background. I was actually going to university to get my pre-law. And when my father passed away, I could not get my head back in the game to go back to school. And so my law career kind of ended there. So legality is something that's very important to me. And I really want to understand that. And so anytime I have a prospect that comes to me with a question, especially if it's in the contract, when it comes to contractual things, because there is no contract, I guess I shouldn't say it that way. When they are going through the terms and conditions, there are things that are in there that I never really understood until somebody brought it to me. But going back to the pyramid and MLM thing, one, I tell people all the time, first of all, pyramid schemes are illegal. They were banned back in the 90s. And I always tell people I don't look good in stripes or orange, and I don't want to wear plastic flip-flops with socks. And so I would not be involved in anything that had anything to do with a pyramid scheme. That is fact. Okay, maybe not me in stripes and orange, but it is fact. That pyramid schemes were banned, and you guys can easily do a Google search and you guys can find that to be true. Second of all, you guys, when people discuss about MLM, when they say, is this an MLM, right? Many of you, or even I, have been in traditional MLMs, right? I can honest to God tell you, I have sold the lotion, the potion, the pill, the patch, the video, the candle, you name it. I've probably been a part of it. So I really understand how MLMs work. And so when I went to the presentation, just like everyone else, I could easily see that this was not. And so what you guys have to understand, if you've never been a part of that, is that MLMs, the person on top is always making more than the people at the bottom. The other thing is also is the person at top is always earning something from everyone in their downline. What that means is, and the reason why I kind of sidetracked or sidestepped, is that because when you're starting to discuss these things and as you start to grow bigger, you can honestly tell them and you can show them that you are only making a profit, right? 10%, the 10% bookings from your agents that are direct to you. You are not making any profit or any money from their bookings below your direct agents. And that is one of the things that set us apart from an MLM. The second thing that sets us apart is that we absolutely can be outranked by somebody who is in our downline, meaning that if one of my agents decided that they were going to just plug along, push, and I was like, yeah, I'm cool with double gold. I'm just going to sit here at double gold. Absolutely, one of my agents could push past me, outrank me, and become platinum, 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, so on, right? So that is another reason why we are not an MLM. And I think it's important for you guys to know that because when you're having those conversations with your potential agents, it's important for them to know that. The second thing that I do tell people is that we're similar to when we're, I'm discussing the referral program, is we are similar to other companies who give some kind of incentive for referring the product to other people. For instance, Instacart or DoorDash or Cash App or Rakuten, right? They give an incentive for referring people to the program. So that's exactly how I explain it to them. So hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of insight, a little bit of a conversation to be had when it comes to that with your potential or with your prospects. So it's really important to understand those things. So you guys all understand gold. There's no question there about gold before I move on. Nope. Nope. All right, cool. So moving on. Awesome. Okay, so moving on to double gold, triple, and quadruple. Now, you guys, so I had to shorten this up for the safety of you, or the sanity, I guess I should say, of you guys being able to read the screen and it not being super cluttered. So what I did is I went ahead and condensed my agent 1 through 12. So you guys remember in this previous screen, come on. In this previous screen, I have agent 1 through 15. And so what I've done on this screen, and I've just merged those 1 through 12 together. What we're going to look at is 13, 14, and 15. So what I've done is I've actually put it on here how I built my first gold. Was when I was building my gold, I didn't have any team, I had no one interested in team building, and that was fine. They were interested in the travel agent booking part, and that's totally fine. We're travel agents first and foremost. But I wanted to go for my gold. Knew that eventually I was going to want to go for double gold, maybe triple or quad. And so I'm going to show you guys how you guys can build that gold on your own, that first gold, right? And Samantha can probably attest, she may have done the same thing as well. I know a lot of people do. But what I did was when I got to gold qualified, I didn't have any builders. So I went ahead and my 16th direct was actually my second account. So as you'll see here in the picture, it'll show Krista number 2. Okay, Samantha did the same thing. A lot of people do. So you can see here that it says Krista number 2 SSN. So what that means is that my very first account, right? My number 1, my direct was created. You guys, when you signed up with your social security number. Now, when I created my second account, it was also with my social security number. Now, you guys, I built that second account the same exact way that I built my first gold, or you get your second gold the same way you did your first. But what I did in order to get my first gold was I had Krista number 2, which was social security number. Then I needed another silver, right, to get to gold. So I made Krista number 3, which was an EIN number. And then Krista number 4, which is my fourth account, so that I could hit that gold, is I made Krista number 4 with an EIN. Now, you guys, it's important to note that you can only have 2 accounts underneath your social security number, and you can only have 2 accounts with your EIN. So when you guys go to create that EIN, it's just at the irs.gov. You guys are going to create, it's free. It's a free EIN, and you are going to build that as a sole proprietor. You guys are not going to LLC, DBA, incorporate, or anything else. You are going to be a sole proprietor because you cannot have an employee because you are working for a host agency. Now, the reason that you guys can't LLC or DBA or any of those other things is because in order to be covered by Archer's errors and omissions insurance, you have to be a sole proprietor, or you can either do SSN or EIN. If you guys decide to do that, which there have been people that have gotten their LLC, then you guys would be on the hook for getting your own errors and omissions insurance. So just be mindful of that. There's no reason to LLC, DBA, or incorporate. So just make sure that when you get that EIN, that you get it as a sole proprietor. So I went ahead and showed you guys, I built my first gold. So Krista number 1, account number 2, 3, and 4. Now I was like, okay, what am I going to do next, right? I'm a gold. I want to get a double gold. So I took my account number 2 and I went to work to get my double gold. Same thing. I got agents 1 through 15 direct to that account. And then I needed 3 silvers. This is when my husband joined the business, was when I was on my double gold run. So my husband is actually agent 15 to my second account. And so I got my husband to silver. And then I had to find 2 other people in the business who are interested in team building, which is why sometimes your double gold can take a little bit longer, even your third and fourth golds, because you're now having to, by this time, get some other people to start building. And so if they're interested, right, it's optional. If they don't want to, they don't have to. But just so you guys know, the double, triple, quad can take a little bit longer than that first gold. So again, my second gold was 15 directs and then 3 silvers. Now you guys remember, I see that somebody popped something in the chat. Give me 1 second and I will look at that. Now remember, I was talking about how you're getting commission, that 10% commission to your direct agents. I get the direct agents to Krista, number 1, I get 10%, but I also, because I am this account, I'm getting 10% of these agents. Any agents that are direct to this account, I am getting 10%, obviously just direct, and 10% to the directs of those, which is another reason why that people go and get those extra accounts, because then they can put more people direct to them to get that 10%. Yes, Samantha, it takes a while. And 10% for your husband's account. Yes, so my husband, so I get 10%, or my husband, because he calls it the mama don't know card, but which is funny because I have the login to his account, so obviously mama knows, but he calls it the mama don't know account. And so right, Eric, he thinks he's cute. He also has, he's also a car salesman, and they get what's called spin money, and he calls that his mama don't know account too. So which is funny. But yes, so that 10% does, my husband gets, obviously he gets 10% of his direct agents. I have 4 accounts. My husband has 2. I never really planned on going beyond 4. Then I got the 5th and I was like, okay. And then I was one agent short to get my double gold. So I was like, well, I guess my husband's getting a second account, and there we go. But I told him that's it. I'm done. I'm not, no more. We're not going beyond 6. That's just too many for me. Who knows? Catch me in a year. Maybe I'll change my mind. But anyways, so as you guys can see, this is how you're going to build out your second. Same thing with the third, right? That's when you guys are going to build out your 15 across, and then they're somewhere in there, they're going to start to build. Same thing if you guys decide to go to quad, same thing again. There's not a whole lot of quad golds out there, mostly because people, by the time they hit triple, they're well, into platinum, and they don't work on that. But you guys, there is a lot to be said about having having all of them gold, right? Because when you hit platinum, and I'm going to show you this in just a minute, but when you hit platinum, right, you're making platinum pay here, you're making gold pay here, gold pay here, gold pay here. Ain't too shabby of a payday if you're getting paid out on all of those accounts, right? So talking about pay, as a double gold, you're now making 2 gold paychecks. So you guys saw that payout for the golds. I did the math over here for you guys, $756 to $1556 per month, plus a 1,500 bonus because you took the 750 times 2. I think I hit the nail pretty hard on the head with the 10% of each of your direct agents. Any questions before I move past double gold, triple quad? Any questions there for me, you guys? No, pretty easy to follow. Have I lost anybody? Anybody's brains exploding into mush? You got it? All right, cool. Awesome. All right. Now we're going to move into Evo 100, Evo 200, and Platinum. So this is where Samantha's at right here, the Evo 100. And what that means is that Samantha has 100 active agents in her organization. But wait, she probably actually has more than 100 active agents in her organization. Just like me, I just hit Evo 200. I hit Evo 200 yesterday, but I will tell you guys, I have 314 people in my organization, and I just hit Evo 200. And so what I'm going to explain to you is how that works. So you guys, when you guys are calculating Evo 100 or Evo 200, we're going to go back to my very first account, because that's the account that I am working on trying to get to platinum, right? So EVO 100 means 100 active agents in your organization with a max leg count of 33. EVO 200 means 200 active agents in your organization with a max leg count of 67. So what that means is that not only do you have to have 100 active agents, but they have to be evenly spread out. Sort of. We all have bionic legs. Samantha, do you have a bionic leg? I have. Yeah, so Samantha has a bionic leg. She says she has, she has, you guys can see 160 in her bionic leg. That's just like me. My bionic leg has 163. So it's like, that thing's chugging along. So I'm almost maxed out for that one for 1 star almost. So what you have to do is you have to try to even those out. And so that's what happens is with EVO 100, right, max leg count of 33, is that among these 15, among these that are direct to you, say agent 8 had 10 and agent 4 had 30 and agent 15 had 160, you can only count 33 of agent 15's agents towards your EVO 100. So now you've hit EVO 100. So now Samantha is on her way. She's probably on her way to double gold, which is usually EVO 100 and gold or double gold are usually the thing that you're not racing for, but working towards next. Just like me, I got EVO 100 and double gold at the same time. And so EVO 200 was my next progression. I could have decided, do I want to go triple gold? Do I want to go EVO 200? And so I made the decision that I was just going to race towards my platinum instead of working on that triple gold, which at some point I may go back and work on that triple gold. But I did hit that. Sorry guys, I have something in my eye. If you guys see me like picking at my eyeball, sorry. So anyways, so EVO 200 is a max leg count of 67. And so for me, I think I have 163 agents in one of my legs, and I can only count 67 of them, which is why you guys can now understand why I may have 312 people in my organization, but I just hit EVO 200 because of the way that my bionic leg is so much bigger. Okay. So then platinum means 300 active agents in your organization with a max leg count of 100. So again, 163 in one leg. There's 63 of them that I can't count towards my platinum. Now, when you hit 1 star, that means 500 active agents in your organization with a max leg count of 167. You have 2 star, which means 1,500 active agents in your organization with a max leg count of 500. Can you have more than 2? So you're saying like 15 direct to you? Absolutely. Absolutely. I actually had an agent one time that was like, what if I just want to head to gold, or what if I just want to work towards platinum? I don't want to open any other accounts. I just want to work towards platinum. And I said, well, that's fine. But I honestly think that it's going to be harder to get to platinum that way, because technically you could have 300 agents. You could technically have 300 agents direct to your first one, but never have a gold. It just depends. It depends on how other people are building. Because the question was, what if I don't want to get a second account? I don't have any other builders, but I eventually want to get to platinum. So you can build that platinum on your own, but I will tell you that getting 300, you yourself bringing in 300 agents is a lot. You are better suited spending your time helping your agents who are interested in team building to nurture them and teach them and build leaders, right? Because you will find your success in helping other people be successful. And for me, that's huge for me, which is why I do trainings, which is why I do teach, which is why ultimately I even started team building in the first place, was because I love helping people. I want to help other people become successful. And in return, my numbers have grown. But it was a selfless act, right? I want to help others. I want to have other people grow. I want other people to be successful. Samantha, amen, girlfriend. There would be no sleep. There would be no sleep if you had 300 active, and exactly, exactly. So yes, so you can have, it could literally be 50, right? You could have 50 direct agents to you, and still not be gold, you know, but that's why it's important to have this structure class so you guys can understand how that structure works. So any question on EVO 100, EVO 200, or platinum? Any questions there, you guys? Nope, you guys good? Awesome, awesome. Samantha, yeah, you had a question, or yeah, you're good?
You mind if I unmute?
Please do.
So I'm kind of at that stage of where do I go next? So I have my 4 accounts. I have one that I have an agent that took off on my 4th account. Would you suggest finding a family member and opening 2 on that one too?
So you can, you know, I know that's a conversation. You know, let's take Marnie for a second. And I'm not sharing any kind of secret. Anytime you've ever been on any Marnie's trainings, Marnie would be the first one to tell you this. Marnie got her kids involved, got her, you know, she, and that's how she kind of built, right? There are people who get their mothers involved, their dads involved, their sisters, their siblings, right? They get them, they start building that way. So that is absolutely something you could do if you had a friend, you were like, hey, mind if I borrow your social? You know, and then, you know, you could build on their leg. That's absolutely okay. But, you know, it's with the understanding that you're building their leg. And so you're still going to facilitate that team, unless they're interested, you know, but that would be my only, you know, if you're playing devil's advocate, which is why I didn't want to go more than 6 accounts, was because for every account you have that facilitation. And so I would rather help teach other people how to facilitate than me having, it's like you said, if you had 300 direct agents, you would go, you know, you'd never get any sleep. So it's really up to you. And only you understand your financial need to hit double gold. Does that make sense?
Yes. I mean, I kind of want to just go to platinum.
So that's, and that's the thing is, I had thought about, the only reason why I decided to even head for my double gold was because I already had people in their building. And so I was like, well, I guess I'll, you know, I'll go for my double gold, which is why I did that instead of going for my platinum. But nurturing some other team builders will probably help you get to platinum faster.
And sleep.
And sleep. Yes, sleep. You won't have to check your phone outside to sleep. I love all of my agents dearly, but my Susan, what sleep? Good Lord. You know, my phone started ringing at 4:30 this morning, and thank God I didn't wake up my daughter, who half the time, a lot of the time, sleeps in me and Ben's bed. So I was like, oh my God, my phone's ringing at 4:30 in the morning, and I usually have it on silent, and for whatever reason I didn't. But yeah, so it, you know, it really, it depends on you. I know that some people, the reason that they head for that double triple is because they want that extra income. And when I start talking about retention, that might perk some interest of getting your double gold, because I learned a lot this week about retention and the profit pool that I'm going to go over with you guys in a minute. So then you can make a decision after that. All right. Any other questions, you guys, about this to this point? All right. Cool. All right, you guys, this is kind of just a filler screen. It kind of just shows you here the different, you know, here's consultants, executive, bronze, silver, gold and all the different platinums. Here's the platinum statuses all the way up to 8-star platinum, how much that monthly income is. So, you know, or how much that, yeah, extra monthly income bonus, right? This is just bonus pays. And then over here on the right is the 1/3 position calculation chart. Don't ask me how it works. I just know that some people like doing this. This method for me, I just get my calculator out and do some simple addition and subtraction and it gets me there. So that's there for you guys as well. Now, you guys, I'm going to go through this. Usually I have you guys answer in the chat. You guys can answer if you want, but I'm just going to kind of cruise through some of these common questions for you. If you guys have questions on them, if you guys have any questions on these questions, let me know. All right, how many levels of platinum currently exist? We have 9. That's platinum 1-star all the way through 8 stars. So that gives you 9 levels of platinum. Can you get your monthly fee covered at the rank of executive? We went over that. Every other month you would have enough in your e-wallet to cover this cost. Your monthly residual payout will automatically, let me get the chat box out of the way, will automatically load into your Akimbo card each payout. True or false? That would be false. So remember, your residual is going to go to your e-wallet, and then after your e-wallet, you guys are more than welcome to transfer anything beyond that $69.95 over to your Akimbo card. What percentage do you get paid from the travel bookings from each agent in your immediate direct team? 10%. What day of the month do the residual payouts hit your e-wallet? The Friday after the 15th of the month from the previous month's earnings. Now, the reason I'm going to pause here just a minute is for 2 reasons. One, I want you guys to understand it's the Friday after the 15th. So if Friday is the 15th, you will actually get paid the following Friday. So it's whatever Friday falls after the 15th. Now, this is also something for you guys to keep in mind should you guys decide to open multiple accounts. I highly recommend that you open your 2nd, 3rd, 4th account following residual payout. That way, the following month residual payout will come and then your monthly will come out of that e-wallet. I didn't know this, so I did not pay attention to when my monthly was coming out. And so I actually had to pay my monthly for a couple of my accounts, even though I was already the rank of silver or the rank of bronze. But because my monthly, because your monthly comes out, you know, whatever day you got started, and then residuals get paid that the Friday after the 15th, it didn't line up correctly. Peggy, that's the 15th and the last day of the month. How many agents do you need in your direct team to become a silver? 9. How many agents do you need to be gold qualified? 15. Now, a lot of people will ask, when should I start building that 2nd, 3rd, 4th leg if you guys decide to? I always say not until after gold qualified. Some people will say, well, once I hit 12, can I be 13, 14, and 15? I don't suggest that. I always say make sure you have that 15 padded. Peggy, let me discuss that in just a little bit, honey, because this is a different training. So how many agents do you need to be gold qualified? Again, 15. And then pad, if you guys decide you want to open up a 2nd, 3rd, 4th account, then you guys can do so after that. What is the leadership bonus for the rank of gold? You guys go ahead and put it in the chat box for me. I want to see if you guys are paying attention. What's the leadership bonus for gold? They're the reason I'm making sure you guys all know what this answer is, because I'm going to get to it in just a minute. So 750, 750, 750. All right, cool. Looks like you guys are all paying attention. Awesome. 750. No, Peggy, it's cool. You're in a class called it's a team building training on how to structure your team. So this is for the optional referral program side. When should you open your second account after becoming gold qualified? The deadline to rank up is at what time of the last day of the month? 9 p.m. You got it, Susan. 9 p.m. PST, midnight EST. Now, you guys, I will tell you, on the last day of the month at 9 p.m. or midnight EST, make sure you guys take a screenshot picture of the back office, just precautionary, right? I'm not saying anything's going to happen, but just make sure that you guys take a picture of that. This is the part that I'm going to discuss. I want you guys to get very acquainted with this because this was something that I didn't know a whole lot about when I hit gold. I thought I understood the holding period, but however, I did not. How long is the holding period for a leadership bonus each month? Yes, Susan, right? 7 days. Yes, you guys. So for 7 full days into the following month. Now, what I want to tell you is that it is 7 days, but it is not just for gold. It is for gold and above. There is that hold. So it is for 7 full days into the following month. And what that means, and this is where I was a little confused when I first hit gold. I thought it was just by the 7th day I still had to be gold. No, 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 you guys. By 9 p.m. midnight Eastern, every single night for 7 days, you have to be gold. Meaning that if you should lose someone, say around noon on the 4th, you have until 9 p.m. midnight Eastern to replace that person. And that's what makes the 7 days so long, is because you're constantly checking your account, right? Oh my God, I lost somebody. I have today to replace it. So when I got gold, I thought it was just, oh, I lost somebody. As long as I'm back to gold on the 7th day, we're fine. Learn that the hard way. Don't make the same mistake, okay? At what rank level would you receive a Breitling watch? Does anybody know this? Put it in the chat. At what rank level would you receive a Breitling watch? There's a couple of these questions that I'm just like, just curiosity if you guys know. Susan, the only one with the guess? All right, we got a 3, a 3, a 5. 3 at a 3-star platinum. And if any of you guys have met Founder, you guys have seen his arm. He's got a Breitling watch on his arm. I'm like, man, that thing probably weighs more than my kid. I believe so, Samantha. I believe so. I know they get them rings for a couple of different things. I think they get their first one for their first 100K. But I don't know, but I think you're right about 2. What percentage of the profit pool is paid out to bronze IBOs? That's 14%. How much would an 8-star platinum make as the extra bonus payout each month? I showed you guys on there. Did you guys see what it was? What's the extra bonus payout? $100K. Yep, you guys got it. $100K. I don't know about you guys, but I would love to see somebody get there. I'd love for that somebody to be me, right? 100, just the bonus part is $100,000 every single month. Like that's millionaire status, right? $1.2 million or yeah, 1.2 million just in bonus pay. Right, Samantha? I don't even know what I would do with that. That's like that. You guys saw that picture. That's literally what I was holding in my hand every single month. Gnarly. $100,000. All right, you guys, this is where I'm gonna no, I'm not gonna stop sharing my screen. So what I want to do first, well, I'm gonna stop sharing it just for a second because I don't want to stare at this white screen. You guys, we're gonna have a discussion a little bit here. I want to know, what does it mean? And you guys can either put it in the chat or you guys can unmute yourself, especially those of you that already have a team. What does facilitating a team mean? What does that mean to you? Anybody want to unmute themselves? Anybody want to give their
For me, it means helping them rank up, how to find clients, and how to uh, make sure that they are following Archer's policies and procedures correctly.
Perfect. Perfect. Anybody else want to keeping in touch, helping them, communication, and how to be successful? Even for those of you that don't maybe already have a team, what does it mean? What do you want your mentor to do to help facilitate you? That's another side of it as well. Let's hear from those of you that don't have a team. What does it mean? What is something that your sponsor does to help you? What is, what's that side of it, right? We can't forget that side as well. So maybe for those of you that don't already have a team, what does it mean to you for your mentor to be effectively facilitating you? Or what are some things that your mentor does that helps you? We're all here to learn, right? This is where we have our biggest growth, is in learning. Eric said, touch base with them, direct them to recordings to help them to be successful. Peggy said, more one-on-one to get me started. I still don't know how to market the trips. Okay. So you guys like those one-on-ones. You like it when they personally connect with you. Amanda said, helps me keep on track, right? So the one thing that we always say, and Nikki and Charles were huge on, was we are not ever going to micromanage. We aren't in the business for micromanaging, but what we are here to do is to help you with your goals. So, Christopher, right, goes to his sponsor and says, hey, my goal is to, since we're talking team building, we're going to talk about team building. Christopher goes to his sponsor and says, hey, my goal is to be gold by the end of the year. Right? What do I need to do to be gold by the end of the year? And so together they're going to work on that individual goal, right? I have a couple of golds in my organization. And so each month, or maybe every couple of months, I give them a goal, right? By X date, I would like to see you at EVO 100, right? By X date, I'd like to see you at here, right? Maybe you're a silver, right? I would like to see you be double silver in X amount of time. And that's not something that I just come up with. That is with communicating with my agents, because my job as someone's sponsor is to ask them their goals, right? Ask them where they want to be. Some people, they're like, I just want a free account. Like, hey, Krista, I just want a free account. How do I get to bronze, right? And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, let's work on that, right? Because I know they're not really interested in the team building, but they just want a free account, right? They don't have any overhead. Everything is income and tax write-offs. So, right. So that's just, it's important to know as a mentor to have that conversation. Maybe you create some kind of document for each of your agents, and it's something that you guys go through. That way you guys can keep a goal sheet for each one of your agents. Maybe it's maybe they're just like, hey, can you just like text me once a week and be like, hey, how you doing? Right? It can be super simple things, but I think investing in your agents, investing in those things, one is going to tie into my next portion, which is not just facilitating, but retention, right? Retention is huge. And I'm going to pull up the profit pool here in just a minute to show you guys, just for the visual people. But facilitating is a huge portion of that. Susan said, being there to guide them, make sure they are getting the info they need and celebrating their wins. Yes, Susan, absolutely, you guys. That is something huge, right? David McCovey, any of you that have been on any of his trainings, have been on his monthly, what he calls gossip hour. He is all about praising, right? He wants us to celebrate, not tolerate, right? That is his big thing, celebrate, not just tolerate, right? We need to elevate, right? That was something that was big to him. He wants every little thing to be celebrated. He wants this to be a company and family that celebrates everybody's milestones, right? You got your very first agent. That's amazing. That's awesome. Keep pushing, right? Hey, you got your first booking. I don't care what the dollar sign is, but you got your first booking, right? You got over that fear. You got out there, you talked to people, you invested your time in someone else for their success, right? So when you guys change that mindset of success and what success means, you guys will see growth, whether it's in the travel side or whether it's in the building side, right? Which is why a lot of people, they do the team building side, is because they want to help other people become successful, right? Samantha said, I get so excited when I see an agent hit a goal, right? It's a win. I don't like it. You guys, I take my agents' wins as a win. Like, I take it as a win for me. I know that sounds, I don't mean that to sound self-centered or whatever, but I feel success when other people become successful, right? One of my mentors months ago asked me, Krista, what does platinum mean to you? What does platinum mean to you, right? And for me, hitting platinum isn't about the paycheck, right? At each different level of ranking, you get to start doing more things with the company. You get to start doing things. And I was like, I want to become platinum because I want to be in those platinum meetings. Like, I want to start, there are certain times that only platinums can teach trainings, right? I want to be a part of that. Right? Susan said, absolutely, reiterated the same thing. I want my agents to succeed more than I do, right? Like, I love praising people, and it might also be partially, Susan, we're both parents, like that comes with parenthood, right? Like, you love seeing your kids succeed and grow and move, and learn, and all of those things. So part of facilitating is really diving in there and finding out what your agents want. And that migrates into retention. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share my screen again, and I want to go to the next screen. And this is the residual profit pool. And I kind of understood it. I understood 14%, 20%, 12%, I understood, people showed me, it's this dollar between this dollar. And I never really truly understood how these profit pools work and how the bonuses worked. So you guys, first of all, so the way the profit pool works is it's based off of people paying their monthlies. So if somebody joins the business today and they cancel before their first monthly hits, they're not paying that $69.95. So that $69.95 never made it into the profit pool, right? So where the backlog happens is that you have somebody, maybe, let's just say me, right? I hit the rank of double gold. So now I'm earning 2 gold paychecks. I have the numbers of double gold. But then I had people falling off, but I'm replacing them. Remember how I told you that gold hold, right? You're keeping your gold, but you actually have people falling off, not making their monthly. Therefore, that money's not going into the profit pool. So the pool comes from that monthly, which is that retention, which is why we always say we're not recruiters. We are not recruiting people. If you ever want to see David McCovey cringe, like, he hates that, right? We are not recruiters. We are building a team. We are being a family. We are facilitating our team, right? We want financial freedom for them. We want them to be able to stay home. We want them to use the perks of being a travel agent. We want them, whatever their goals are, wherever it is that they want to be, that is what we are providing, and we need to nurture that. And so you guys, yeah, okay, cool. Like, my name was called. If you guys were on the meeting, my name was called. I got 29 agents. I got 29 agents in one of my accounts last month. That's great. But it doesn't mean anything if I don't retain them, right? Yay, Krista at 29, but I didn't retain them, right? The glory and the satisfaction is in retaining them. And so I want you guys to change that mindset. I want you guys to change that mindset of, it's not just about how many people you guys bring into the business. It's ultimately about how many people you guys keep, right? That is the true success. The success is in the retention, right? Jennifer said, I didn't know the profit was off of my monthly. So part of it, it's not the full, like, whatever. I can't tell you the breakdown, but that's where the money comes from, is part of that money. I hope I said that. I don't want you to think the whole, because I don't know the exact percentage. I don't know the exact dollar sign, but it's from the retention. It's from that monthly payment. A portion of that monthly payment is what's going in profit pool. Does that make sense, Jennifer?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so Susan said it's $49.99. I couldn't remember exactly how much it was, and I didn't want to give the wrong number. So it's a portion of that retention of that money that is going into the profit pool. So that's why it's so important. Like, okay, like, you know, if I'm announced next month, and I don't want anybody to say, I don't want to point anybody's numbers out. Actually, I know Susan really well. So let's just say Susan. Let's say Susan next month, they say, Susan got 100 people, right? Like, oh my God, Susan got 100 people. Like, that's cool. Like, I'm super proud of Susan because it's no small feat to get one person in, right? So I'm super proud of Susan, right? But what's really exciting is how many people she retains of that, right? Because that's where true leadership comes from. Now that I've poured that into you guys, what I want you guys to understand is where those, how you guys get paid out those bonuses when it comes to platinum. Okay, so now we're not talking about the gold leadership bonus. What I'm talking about is platinum and above, right? One platinum, 1-star, 8 to 8-star, right? So when it comes to platinums, you guys, the bonus that's attached to platinum is dependent upon your retention. So, okay, I'm platinum, but I have to have 300 people renew their, they call it auto ship in the back office. If you guys ever see it, it'll say AS last month, AS this month. That's auto ships. That's how many people renewed their membership this last month, right? And so as a platinum, we're just going to stick with platinum so I don't go too far down the rabbit hole. But with platinum, you have to have 300. You have to have 300 auto ship every month to make that bonus. Does that make sense? Which is why when you hit platinum, it is so important. I mean, it's always important, whether you're executive, bronze, silver, gold, double gold, whatever. That's why it's so important for retention, is because when you get to platinum, right? When you get to platinum, you're going to rely on that to get your bonus. So does that make sense, you guys? Yes, Eric, absolutely. So if they don't, so say you guys, at the end of the month, my goal, because we all have goals, right? At the end of the month, my goal is to be platinum by the end of the month. Okay. But you guys, I probably won't have 300 auto ship. I probably won't have 300. Like I probably won't have 300 auto ships by the end of the month. So I will be a platinum. I will get the platinum pay, but I will be getting the gold bonus. So they say that roughly you have to be about 10% above, 10% above your platinum is about when you start getting that bonus. So, so I'll probably be like more around 400 active agents in my organization. Probably more around that 400 mark is when I'll probably start getting that platinum bonus. So it's about what, how many actives or how many renew. So I want you guys to understand that and really understand that as you're building that. So now, Samantha, going back to your original question, should I work on my double gold? Should I work on my triple gold, right? So now that you understand the way that that profit pool works and how you understand that those bonuses are paid out, now you can understand why some people decide to go for their double, their triple, and their quad, is because there is no auto ship requirement with gold. So in reality, a triple gold will probably actually make more than a platinum in their first couple of months because they're not receiving that bonus. And that is why now I didn't understand, and which is why now I understand why getting to triple gold would probably be a good move if I wasn't already so close to platinum. A good move for triple gold is because now you're making, you know, 1200, 1200, 1200. Whereas with a platinum, I'm probably going to make 1100 and the 750. So a triple gold will actually bring home more money than a new platinum. So I hope that clears a few things up. Jennifer, what is double silver? So that means you have 2 accounts that are silver. So you hit your gold qualified, so you have 15, so you're silver there. Then you make your second account a silver, so you're double silver. Then you make your third account a silver, so then you're triple silver. And then by the time you get your 4th account to silver, now you're gold. So that's what a double silver is. All right, you guys, any other questions? Any other questions when it comes to the structure of the team? You guys feel free to unmute yourself. You guys can unmute, or you guys can put them in the chat box. I want to make sure that you guys understand you guys don't have any other questions when it comes to structuring your team.
Can I ask more of a recruitment type question?
Sure.
So I know I started back in May, but because of personal issues, I just kind of put it on the back burner. And I was more or less interested in wanting to do just traveling because I love to travel.
Honestly, you guys, that's what got me in the business. I was like, travel perks and tax write-offs. I don't do nothing else.
So then I finally said, okay, I really got to kick my butt in gear because I'm tired of paying my $69.95 every month, because I did not hit my 30 days because of my husband being T-boned and everything in a car accident. So I'm now at a silver, which I'm happy for. But Charles Lee had done a meeting that I went to, and he said he does everything pretty much by text messaging to communicate with his potential recruits. So I'm an HR chick, and I'm more or less like, I really feel like I should be calling everybody. So I was wondering, at what point do you, I use LinkedIn for most of my recruiting. So I don't mind like the first few being like, hey, thanks, for responding. I'm, happy to give you more information here. Go ahead and schedule. But at what point do you go back and physically call them, or do you do everything literally through text messaging? Does that make sense?
I do a lot. I do, it really just depends. Like I do text, I do email, I do phone call. It's kind of the preferred whatever they want to do. I have people that I've done Zoom calls, so it's really whatever they want to do.
So do you ask them that when you're starting that communication to recruit them? What is your preferred method then? Or
no, it's just however they prefer. Like, are you talking about like after the presentation?
Right. Well, yes, mainly after the presentation, because they're okay with going, yeah, give me the calendar, let me schedule. Then at that point, are you still texting or calling or?
So I always do 2 things. I email and I text, or sometimes depending on my mood, sometimes because the email already goes out. Like if you're using Calendly, the email already goes out. So I'll do both. Sometimes I'll call. Sometimes they'll just text me, hey, can we talk? Absolutely. Just really depends. I know everybody does their own thing.
Awesome. Thank you.
Let's see. Precious said, what is the first ranking of team building? Any perks? So Precious, I'm not sure, were you here at the very beginning of the meeting? Because that's where we talked about the different rankings. If not, I'm actually recording this so you can go back and watch it, just because I am recording. I don't want to go through the whole lot of things. No problem. No problem. Again, I'm recording it so you can go back and you can watch it, just because there's a lot into it. All right, you guys, any other questions for me?
That was very informative. Thank you.
Oh, you guys are very, very welcome. You guys, I remember when I first got started, I like to be well informed. I want all of the information. And so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna put it together. You're welcome, Samantha. You guys are so, so welcome. Are you guys? Again, my name is Krista Wiley. I'm a double gold, new Evo 200 on my way to platinum RT Elite. I am so excited you guys all joined me here today. I am out there in the trainings and chats and the groups. So if you guys ever need anything, reach out, let me know. Thanks for coming, and I will have this recording up soon. See you guys.